Struck by two words there, and she talked at great length about education and also about dignity. I think those are two things that we take for granted, that we assume are givens, that for us are rights, and they're not there. And the mission of Children of Grace is to open a world of opportunity to people who don't believe those are even available, let alone that they are rights. And Children of Grace has this mission to set right the things that are wrong there, because it's not acceptable that people go through life without hope, without believing that there is something better available to them. And I'm excited to welcome up. You got to meet him a few minutes ago. Without a doubt, Boniface is the best dressed person in the room. Come on up, Boniface. This is Boniface Akono de Vries, and he grew up in Uganda and was adopted at 15, lives in Brentwood, and he's going to college now and studying to become a physical therapist. And I'm excited that he gets to share a firsthand look of what life is like there, to expose us a little bit to what he has been through and what people are still going through in Uganda.
Thank you for your warm welcome. I was an orphan. I was sponsored by Children of Grace. Without Children of Grace, I could not imagine what my life would be. What I do know is that today I do have a future. Prior to coming to the States, I lived in Uganda. My home wasn't that different from many children that are held by Children of Grace. And tonight I want to share with you about a village in Uganda, Masese. Masese is a district it's a Ugandan district located in Ginger, and Children of Grace helps 94 children in this village. Children have the opportunity to attend school and have a way out of poverty. I returned to Uganda this summer for the first time in 5 years. A small group of us walked the dirt streets and highways of Masese, and this is what we saw. Masese is located in Uganda. Masese, the village is one of the poorest in Uganda. The village is of temporary houses and lean-tos. Poverty affects children the most. Most children eat only one meal per day. Families are below the average Ugandan poverty level. In Uganda, half the population live on $1 per day. In Uganda, half the population live on $1 per day. Imagine most of the family have to exist on less. Medical care is hard to come by due to temporary and transit nature of life. Violence is a common part of life. Exploitation and trafficking is a sad reality. Children are vulnerable and at risk of becoming victimized. Naturally, children who are orphans are at even greater risk and in more danger than children with families and more stable home lives. I still see the many improvised children of Masese roaring the dirt hallways of that village, but there's hope. Your partnering with Children of Grace can make a difference. The opportunity to change lives is too important to ignore. Look at the young man in the blue shirt. He still finds the joy of life, yet in whole likelihood, without help, without your and my help, he has no real opportunity to thrive, maybe no chance to survive. Thank you.
You heard Boniface say that there are 94 children in this village of Masese. there are 2.4 million orphans in the country of Uganda, which is almost 10% of the country's population. I mean, this is a staggering need that is so widespread, and you see a small glimpse of it in these pictures in this one small town, and it's a huge issue. And you see the struggles they have to go through, and the challenge for us is to see past these difficulties and not feel overwhelmed by 2.4 million, but rather to see this as an opportunity to help to believe that love and prayers and tangible support can actually make an impact, to believe that we can actually change, like Marianne said, I am one and you are one, and to believe that we can actually change something here, that we can have an impact, that this can actually be overcome. And with that, I'm excited to introduce a good friend of mine. Elizabeth Honeycutt is an award-winning singer and songwriter and worship leader. And she recently has joined the community of Children of Grace supporters. And she's gone to Uganda a few times, most recently this last January. And returning from that trip, I'd like to read you something she said at the end of it. Speaking of her time there, she said, "Once again, I was met by Jesus. I saw him in the children's faces and the guardians who care for them. I heard Jesus as I listened to young songwriters sing of hope found in the Son of God. And I saw the joy of Jesus as I heard story after story of heartbreak met by a thankful heart and knowledge of a better day to come." Elizabeth's going to share with us a song called "I Will Strengthen You."
Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. When you are wounded, I will mend you. When you are well, I'll defeat.